Hey, welcome to 12 Tone. A while back I did a video about what music theory was and what it means to me. I had a lot of fun making it and it led to some really interesting conversations with y'all, so today I wanted to try another slightly more philosophical topic. I talked about why I study music theory, now I want to look at why I think you should. I get asked about this every once in a while and it tends to come from two types of people. Non-musicians wondering why they should care and self-taught musicians worried that learning the rules will mess with their personal style. They're both important, but they're actually pretty different questions, so for this video I'm just going to focus on the first one. If you're never going to write or arrange a song, if you don't play an instrument or work somewhere in the industry, why does music theory even matter? What's the point? Well, the thing is, music is everywhere. It surrounds us. It's an inescapable part of our lives. Over the course of your lifetime, how many times do you think you've gone an entire day without hearing music? It's on the radio when you drive to work. It's in your headphones when you're at the gym. It's in the background of parties you go to, movies you watch, and stores you shop at. It's worked its way into every nook and cranny of our society, and when we interact with something that often, it's probably something worth knowing about. Sometimes, though, people are concerned that if they learn too much about technique, they'll lose sight of the art and beauty of music, but I can tell you from experience that that's just not true. To quote Carl Sagan, it does no harm to the romance of the sunset to know a little bit about it. I can tell you a song gave you chills because of a well-placed appositor or a deceptive resolution, but just because I have a name for it doesn't mean it didn't send a shiver down my spine too. Understanding theory, composition, and arranging lets you listen more actively, and it gives you a deeper appreciation, letting you identify not just that something moved you, but how and why. It makes you a partner in the experience instead of just a passenger. But not all music is technically advanced. Some people worry that learning too much theory will ruin their enjoyment of simple songs, but again, in my experience, that doesn't happen. If anything, understanding the complex side makes simplicity more impressive. I've found I enjoy listening to pop music a lot more than I did when I started studying. There's a lot of subtlety and nuance that goes into a good pop song. They have to be completely unique while still sounding like everything else. It's a really tough tightrope to walk. There's also a difference between appreciation and passion. Learning theory has definitely made me appreciate jazz more, but if I want to unwind, I'm still gonna listen to the same Rob Zombie songs I did when I was a teenager, because that's the music I love. I didn't lose that, I just found new things I liked too. And if that's not enough, there's also a utilitarian argument. Lots of different jobs intersect with music, from marketing to film to event planning. You might have friends in a band, or maybe your son produces a YouTube series about music theory, Mom. There are plenty of reasons you might be interacting with musicians, so even if you don't use it yourself, knowing how to talk about music has value. You know, in case you weren't convinced by the whole surrounding yourself with beauty thing. There is a potential downside, though. I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it's become hard to turn my active listening habits off. Whenever I hear music, I'm deconstructing arrangements, learning melodies, and writing counterlines in my head. I can't help it. It makes listening to music more rewarding, but it also makes it distracting. Listening to music takes effort now, and if I don't feel like putting that effort in, I can't really enjoy it. Background music tends to bug me, and I try to avoid it when I can. On the other hand, I know plenty of composers and musicians who are the complete opposite. They always want to be surrounded by music no matter what they're doing. And really, unless you're working with music every day like I am, I doubt this will be a problem for you anyway, but it's worth recognizing that learning theory will change how you think about music. That's kind of the point. So what do y'all think? I assume most of our regular viewers are musicians of some sort, but if you're not, why do you want to learn this stuff? And if you are a musician, why do you think others should? I mean, do you think others should? Is there a point to lay people learning our craft, or should we be trying to scare them away so they don't replace us? Let me know your thoughts, and feel free to share this video if you know someone who still needs a little convincing. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to help make these videos possible, please consider supporting 12 Tone on Patreon. You can also join our mailing list for scans of all our episodes. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and keep on rockin'.